Who doesn't love autumn? I mean, the temperatures are getting cooler. Finally, I could go outside and my face doesn't melt. Football is on, and if you're a parent, your kids are going back to school. But if you're a student, obviously this is not your favorite time of year. But for me, it ushers in a period of the year that I could focus on smaller projects and a lot of fun little projects that I can give away as gifts. So it's just a real fun time of the year for me. Now, in the past, we've done Christmas projects. Most of the time is what we focus on. But, there's a few projects out there that you can do for things like Halloween. You want to get into the spirit? How about some nice Halloween bowls? Now, a lot of people think that bowls, the only way you can make them is on a lathe, but it's not true. You can make bowls a number of different ways, and one of those is with a router. So Eagle America has these great kits, not only for Halloween, but also for Christmas, and maybe we'll do one of those. But right now, I want to focus on the Halloween ones. Now, I've got a couple templates here. You can see I've got one that's a witch. Oh, that's an upside down witch. A witch's head. The hat is on the top and her pointy little nose is on the bottom. I've got, this is half of a bat, so you would have to flip it over to get the other half. And this one seems to be the one that is the most popular, at least in the Spagnola house, is the ghost. Okay, so the idea here is that by using a router and a special type of bit and one of these templates, you can make these awesome little bowls. They're very, very cool. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some Halloween bowls using these Eagle America kits. Now, the templates themselves are just made from plastic, and I think if you're, sufficiently motivated and artistically inclined, you could certainly make something like this yourself. But for me, it's just a lot easier to buy one of these kits. These still have the paper on them. Gives you an idea of what the shape is. So you could buy each one of these. I believe these are the only 3 that they have right now. You can also get a few things to make this process easier. For instance, they sell a big plate like this for your router. And what that does is makes the process of balancing your router over this opening as you hollow out the material just makes it a lot easier because you've got a lot more support with a big old, what is this, probably 12 by 12 base like this. Also, you may want to consider the bit. Now, you're going to need a pattern bit to make this. It has a bearing on the top, and the cutter head is here on the bottom, and that will ride around the template and hollow it out. The thing is, you need a special bit. Now, you can go with a standard pattern bit that has a square edge on it. The problem is it's going to create a real tight, sharp corner. With a bowl, it looks a little bit nicer if you have a rounded corner. So these bits are sort of specialized for this task and create a nice interior corner that's a little bit more pleasant to look at. And here is my ghost bowl. I think I will name him Casper. This project was a lot of fun, really straightforward. I wouldn't really say that there's any twists to it or anything that's going to surprise you. The one thing I will warn you, though, is to be very careful about the thickness. If you go too thick on this, most routers will have a problem extending the bit far enough when you plunge down so that you can actually clean out the bottom. I just barely made it with my router, so I cut it very, very close. So it's something I recommend you sort of look at your router, plunge it all the way down, and just make sure you know how far you can get in terms of depth before you make your decisions on how thick to go and how thick to leave the bottom. And I will mention about the finish here. This water-based finish is fantastic stuff. I've got about 4 coats on here in one day. So a project like this really can be a weekend thing. You do, part of the project, the building stuff, on Saturday, Sunday you can come out and take care of the finish as long as you use a quick drying finish. So very happy with the results. I hope you guys take the time to build 1 or 6 of these. And again, with these gift projects, I always recommend batching them out. If you do 1 and you show somebody, I guarantee you're going to get a request for about 5 or 6. So you may as well build those to start. I've got some of the other templates that I promised some people already that I'd make, so I got to get back to work. But before I do, let's fill this puppy with some candy. Now we add the candy. Unfortunately, it's only 70 to 80 calories per pack. You see, we like the good candy in the Spagnola house, not the cheap stuff. Now, for some people, this could be a problem. It's still a couple weeks before Halloween, and you have to sit here and look at all this delicious, wonderful candy until then. But fortunately, I have this little thing called self-control.
What